Guys, welcome again sa Kabayan Investor Canada. I'm JR.
I'm Kaloy. Andito na po kami sa aming video number 6. So, magbibigay lang ako ng konting review dun sa ginawa ni JR na video number 5 namin. So, diniscuss nyo dun yung paano siya nag-start sa stock trading. So, nakikinig ako, na-realize ko na if you gonna do a stock trading or bibili ka ng isang share sa isang company, you should study yung company. It should be a good company. Tapos, isipin mo yung kung ano yung meron sa company, kung nagbibigay ba sila ng stock dividend. Because one good thing about stock dividend sa isang company, magiging ano siya sa iyo, magiging isang passive income. Kasi nagkakaroon ka ng income when you buy a company na nagbibigay ng dividend. As long as na kumikita ka, there should be no regrets. And don't be so emotional para hindi ka madala ng yung emotion na mabebenta mo siya ng patalo. You will only lose money pag yung binenta mo siya ng patalo. But if you're gonna hold on to it, wait for the right time, it doesn't matter how long it will take. But as long as you're gonna gain money, it's okay. So eventually, the stock market will go up more than what you bought it. So just wait for it. Okay. So we're on our video number 6. So JR will discuss about the stock analysis, fundamental and technical.
Mabuhay mga kababayan namin sa Canada. Welcome po sa aming YouTube channel, ang Kabayan Investor Canada. Ako po si JR,
Ako po si Kaloy.
at kami po ay nandito upang ibahagi sa inyo ang aming konting kaalaman at karanasan pagdating sa pag-invest sa stock market by buying and selling stocks. Okay mga kababayan, welcome to our 6th video sa Kabayan Investor Canada. And this time, this is going to be a very important topic for today. This is how to analyze a stock using fundamental and technical analysis. Guys, you have to remember, stock market is not gambling. It only becomes a gambling when you start buying stock without really having any evidence or method of why you bought it. And that's when you start losing money. So when you bought the stock because you just have the gut feeling about it, that it will go up, or it's your favorite company, or the company name sounds cool. So it becomes gambling, guys, if your decision making are based on those. Analyzing a stock. There's two general foundation how to analyze a stock. They call this fundamental and technical analysis. Let's start with fundamental analysis. But before that, please read on our disclaimer. Thank you. Fundamental analysis. Again, all this information, I sourced it from investopedia.com. You could see it at the bottom of the screen. It's a method of evaluating securities like stock, bonds, to try to measure its intrinsic value. Fundamental analyst usually studies everything about the overall economy, industry, financial situation, and the management of that company. This includes yung annual report. Ito po yung report that shows the activity of the company, the financial performance, and their future plans or expansion or growth that they're planning to do or execute for the next coming years. Next is balance sheet. This gives you an overview yung standing po ng company as far as the company assets, the assets that they own, and liabilities or what they owe. Income statement po, ito po yung documents that will show the company's total earnings over a period of time. Usually, companies report their earnings every quarter of the year. So they report their earnings 4 times a year, which is actually they are legally obliged to do it, to declare their earnings as a publicly listed company. Sunod po, cash flow statement. This is the amount of cash coming in and coming out of the company. So usually, if the company has a good cash flow, it's a reflection of that the company is doing very well. Next is return of equity, how much profit the company makes for every dollar in sales. So of course, the higher the better. And finally, yung utang po ng company or company's debt. How much debt the company has. The more the company borrows money, means the more it has to pay back with interest. So it's a bad reflection for a company if they owe a lot of money to their creditors. Example po, Maple Leaf Foods Incorporated or MFI. If you will visit, if you're gonna check the performance of the stock at tmxmoney.com, you would see here under the financial tab that performance of the company financially for the past 5 years. Yung total revenue po, the operating revenue, gross profit, and expenses of that company for every year for the past 5 years. And as you go below, guys, next is technical analysis. Technical analysis is a discipline employed to evaluate securities like stocks by analyzing statistical trends gathered from trading activity, such as the price movement and volume. Technical analysis focus only on patterns of the price or the price movements, trading signals, and various statistical charting tools. They believe that the market psychology tends to be very predictable based on emotions such as greed, excitement, or fear. So they uses these chart patterns to analyze these emotions and subsequent market movements to understand what the trend would be. And under technical analysis, guys, they has broad types of indicators such as the support and resistance levels, price trends, chart patterns, volume and momentum indicators, moving averages, oscillators, and iba pa, and much more. Ako po personally, I usually analyze a stock using support, resistance levels, and price trends. Yan po ang kadalasan kong ginagamit before I buy and sell a stock. Again, let's use Maple Leaf as an example. If you will check under the tmxmoney.com website, under the charting tab, it will show you the charting of that particular stock, the price movement, and the volume for a certain period of time. And under as you go down on the website, it will show you, or it will give you an option about the chart settings. It could give you about the time, the frequency, and the type of chart that you want. And it also allows you to compare that particular stock performance with different index like the TSNP, TSX Composite Index, or with other stocks as well in that same industry or other industry. So you have an idea how that stock performs relative to other benchmark or other stocks. It also allows you to see the indicators. If you want to analyze the stock, there's upper indicators and lower indicators. And ito pong mga to, MACD, Relative Strength Index, Volume, Bollinger Bands. Marami pong video about that, how do you analyze the stock using those indicators, at pwede po nating i-discuss yan sa mga susunod na video. So before you start trading or investing in the stock market, sometimes you have to differentiate yourself. Ano ho ba kayo? Trader or investor? Because there's a difference between the two. Day trader. Day trader po is a trader who hold the stock anywhere from few seconds to few hours, but never more than a day. They buy the stock usually in the morning and then sell it right away after a couple of minutes or an hour or in the afternoon. But they don't hold it more than a day, and the goal is to make money for that particular day. That's simply what it means if you are a day trader. Then there's another one, a swing trader. Swing trader, ito po yung traders that hold stock longer than a day. They usually hold it for days or weeks or even months. But both of them usually rely on technical analysis, the day trader and swing trader, to get in and out of a position when they buy or sell a stock. Yun po yung pinagkaiba ng day trader sa swing trader. Now, investor. Ang investor po rely on the fundamental aspects of the stock, which I've discussed before, yung fundamental analysis kung tawagin. Investors usually take long-term approach, years or even decades, strategic position in companies that they believe will outperform the market. Have you heard about Warren Buffett or Mr. Warren Buffett? He's considered one of the most successful investors in the world of the stock market, and actually he's the third richest man in the planet right now according to Forbes. You can actually Google or search him, and there's a lot of stories about him, about his success as a stock investor. So again, just to give you a short illustration, if you're an investor, you buy a stock at a price you think it's low or undervalued, based from your fundamental analysis. Like for instance, Maple Leaf, you bought it $18 back in May 2014, and if your analysis is right, which in this case it is, it did went up. So in December 2017, you sold it at 36.3 after holding it for 3 to 5 years. That's a huge jump. Di ba po? That's 100% jump sa stock prices ng Maple Leaf. That's the beauty about being an investor. You don't have to worry about the stock because you already did your homework, you studied it, you know it's gonna go up in value, you just have to wait. And in this case, it did go up in value, 100% po. So if you invested a certain amount of money for that stock, it doubled it in a span of 4 years. Oh, actually, 3 years. Now, if you are a day trader, you buy the stock at a price you think is low at a certain part of the day. Let's say in the morning. In this case, you bought it at 29.65, March 25, and then you sold it the same day at 30.12. You already made the profit. Or you can also lose money on that day. But either you make money or not, the day trader, they usually buy and sell it on that day. That's their job. Now, if you're a swing trader, you bought it March 25 and you sell it March 29. So that's like 4 days after, right? And then you either make a profit or take a loss. So yun lang po yung pinagkaiba ng pagiging trader sa stock market. So guys, that's it again for our 6th video. I hope meron po kayo natutunan. Thank you again for supporting us. Please keep following our videos and subscribe to our Kabayan Investor Canada YouTube channel. Follow us at Facebook page Kabayan Investor Canada, or you can email us or contact us at kabayaninvestor@gmail.com. Guys, if you have question, if you have some topic that you want us to discuss, we can do that. Let us know and we'll prepare a video for that. So we'll keep learning, guys. We'll keep sharing what we knows about the stock market, about investing, about trading, and we can help each other. So thank you again, and mabuhay kayo.